Coach Mann, Grand Valley State, welcome to the BCAM Podcast.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Coach, let's talk about the power of relationships. What makes a good coach-player relationship?
Well, I think honesty is the number one thing. A number of coaches I've seen in the past are maybe the term isn't scared, but for lack of a better term, I'll use scared to hold guys accountable and be very honest. I think for me, it's been maybe the best part of my relationships with players because they know when you are honest, they know when you are half honest, and they know when you're lying, and they'll accept all of it, any of them. But what they need and what they know is the honesty. And here's the thing: players really want discipline. Mm-hmm. Honesty begets discipline, in my opinion. And so when a player really wants discipline, they lack respect for those who don't give them that.
So how do you go about that? And I think trust is the central word there. So you're beginning a relationship. How do you build that trust with a young man, his parents, maybe his coaches? How do you build trust with those people?
Well, I think the first thing you do is talk about where you've been and how that happened. Mm-hmm. So your experience. Mm-hmm. And so you give your experience in terms of verbalizing your experience, tell them who you are, how you are. I think after you tell them who you are and how you are, you really get into the part, or at least I do. I don't know about all these other coaches, but I get into the part of what can I do for you? Mm-hmm. Everything in our program and everything in my career has always started with I care. And so I care enough to hold you accountable. I care enough to be brutally honest with you. I care enough to sit you down when you didn't do right. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And even when so let's say it's 3 players since I've been at Grand Valley that we had to part ways. Those 3 players are still hitting my phone and I'm hitting their phone. The relationship is still super solid because they know that I was fair, I was honest. And so again, when you talk about the trust, that's what it is. And they know that they could trust me with their career, but they also know that they can trust me with the fact that, hey, this ain't the best spot for you. Mm-hmm. Let's get you somewhere and we'll help you. Let's get you somewhere where you can be better.
I like that. So, Coach, our theme this year is networking.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about the power of networking, the importance of networking, maybe not only in our industry, but across all industries?
You know what? I'm going to give you something that's a bit opposite.
Okay.
This is not just basketball. This is not just coaching. I think this is in life. When you are networking or when you do have relationships, and is somebody, especially in coaching, is somebody who you feel like done you wrong in some way, fashion, or form. You can't. It's better if you don't bash people. It's better if you don't go around talking about people.
Sure.
Because you don't know when that relationship will elevate you or you have to call on that person again. And I'm saying that from experience. I've had, when I was younger, I've had some experiences where I had great relationships, and 1 or 2 of those relationships ended because somebody I felt done me wrong. And I was right in the fact that they done me wrong, but I wasn't right in my response. And that response kept me from my network because right there is cut off. That's it. That relationship is over. And so, but networking is the lifeblood of coaching, is the lifeblood of work. People always say, it's not what you know, but who you know. Right. And so networking is at the top of the food chain when you're talking about coaching, when you're talking about jobs, when you're talking about elevating, is the top of the food chain. You cannot do anything without relationships. And so therefore, networking is key for everybody in any industry.
Very good. Coach Mann, thank you for joining the BCAM Podcast.
Thank you for having me.